still pretty niggly down here in terms of injury.
So tough.
Really, really improving, which is really cool to see this stuff. We also just woke up this morning with a new notification saying, if you want to zoom in on that we are now superior. If we click on this, the O2 max is now in the superior range. Obviously G does his own tests and everything else for this. Around 330, 340. I think we can do more than that with the 410 watts that we did, but positive data. Anyway, thought we'd share. Right, Rory's here, let's go. So guys, it's me. I'm just dropping in here just to give you an update on the swimming side of things, and just to give you some context on what we're working on right now. Now things are progressing. So working closely with Rory, we've been focusing on the kick timing side of things for that little bit of extra propulsion. We've been thinking about a different hand entry into the catch as well, just a slightly bit wider than usual. Almost thinking about entering wide to get straight. Then thinking about just getting that anchor on the catch a little bit more stiff and creating that sort of stiff forearm paddle as such. And then thinking about holding that water, creating the pull, then push. And that's the cue that we're just looking for. Obviously the head tilt as well can always be better, but just trying to get that little head tilt as opposed to that big wide head cranking up wide. So we're just trying to just limit that as much as possible. And what that does, it just basically just helps with ultimately preventing the legs from sinking, a little bit more flow, a little bit more glide, a little bit more propulsion, just a little bit more distance for the energy put in as well. And obviously just in the descends that we're doing, we just rank the SPM up a little bit more just to get those pacing markers of what Rory sets. But there's some of the mental cues that we're looking for in the swims that has certainly helped our CSS scoring dramatically improve over the last 2 months. So we just recently had our CSS retested. I believe the 400 meters was a 124 split, and then the 200 meters was a 119 split. So not too bad. We definitely can do more than this with ultimately the swim fitness improving, but the big gains are the technical improvements and just holding on to more water, getting more propulsion, and then just layering on the swim fitness on top. We'll tell you a little bit more about what's recently happened with the illness side of things and ultimately a few complications. We've been in and out of hospital over the last week. That'll probably come in next week's vlog, but just gives you a little bit of context on what we're focusing on in these sessions as we hopefully look to ramp things up and get past these injury issues that we've still got with the tib anterior, and fingers crossed we're able to still compete later on in the year, fingers crossed. But that's me checking in, guys. Appreciate you guys watching the vlogs.
So that is something that you'll want to pay attention to and focus on. You're about 60, not about, you were exactly 62 strokes per minute, like clockwork on each one of those. So if we normally, you're looking for something in that kind of like above 60 strokes per minute, that would be like the 60 strokes per minute is kind of like the floor that you're going to want in an open water swim. Obviously, some places like California, you can afford to be at a lower rate than that because the current is going to help you a lot. But the more chop, the more currents, the more resistance that you're feeling from the water, the higher the rates you're going to want to have. And 60 strokes per minute is kind of like the floor of it. So that sort of rate there is the bottom end. If you feel like your threshold efforts are higher than that, then that's good. The position of your arms, the position of your hands all the way through that was fine. Yeah. You're not wide, you're in the right places.
It's just the subtle differences from there to there. It's just a tiny little thing, isn't it? But it makes such a difference in setting it up better.
You understand what I'm saying though? Like it should be one rigid unit, and if there's too much flex here,
That is what I'm thinking. Over the water, I'm thinking about like this, almost like that, like getting the hand.
That's okay.
And then, but then here I've got to.
Yes, you've got it.
Snap on, yeah.
And I think I've talked to you about this before. That sort of kettlebell swing thing where you've got free energy and free movement, and then it's pop, and it's sort of like relax, anchor, and drive. Yeah. It doesn't matter which.
Like that.
That's probably a better way.
Yeah. Skills and drills done. And we've got to go and find somehow time later to do that working set. So we've got 4 sessions today. Another swim later. Double swim. Off to Snyman now. And then run. It's coming on. It's coming on. When you take away, do all those skills and drills and put it back into the stroke, it's really snappy and quick now. It's really good. Coming on, I know what I'm looking for. Well, just like he says, the kick timing. If you notice the kick timing, if for you or anyone watching, it's so more connected and just flying through the water. Like here's mid 120s quite comfortably now. Welcome back to another vlog. You're going to be seeing this vlog into the future. Not next Friday, the following Friday. It's the 22nd of June right now. We filmed a lot of content, so you'll probably see this a couple of weeks from now. So just losing track of time and everything else. Last week was crazy, really crazy. We did over 20 hours of training, 21 training sessions, and over 400k in distance covered. There you go, some stats for you. Probably throw it up on the screen right now. Going into this first session of the new week, Monday, 22nd of June, pretty fatigued. But that's what it is, it's managing fatigue at this stage, and then eventually close to the race, we'll taper it down, get rid of that fatigue and fresh, good to go. So, that's your update. Still pretty niggly down here in terms of injury, a little bit bruised and everything else, so we're working through the rehab, trying to cool this off as much as possible, seeing Michelle 7 p.m. every Sunday she comes and just tries to release a load of stuff, and we'll also bring her in every Wednesday now as well. So we're working hard, trying hard, another week ahead, so let's dive in. I'm walking zombie right now, I'm just going to just walk into this.
Fall in.
Yeah, man, it's tough. But we chose to do this, let's go.
For the 2K.
Good. Mate, that was non-stop.
Yeah,
You just didn't stop there.
so good. It's weird how it's going to that so dead, so fatigued. But you just find it.
Yeah, you didn't want to be here this morning.
Find it. You have to find it. The biggest one is going from pool boy to without the pool boy freestyle. I just feel like I'm swimming through mud. So tough. It's a good session. I'm gonna just do a little bit of a warm down and then we're gonna head over there and do some S&C. Good session. The biggest thing that's taken my swimming to another level is just on the second. Not any other second left. That's a discipline you've got to have. And in time you'll just get so swim fit. Getting swim fit, and then it's having the technical stuff to go alongside it. All come together as one. Right,
Okay.
so we thought we'd just give you a bit of context as well on Saturday. We haven't spoke about Saturday. So every Saturday we go to Bots, which is like out in the desert, massive ride, get the miles in, and it's just getting hotter and hotter. Now June, it's like 42 degrees on the track, so that's why we went at 5:15, just to try and beat the temperature, but inevitably in that third hour, it's just still coming down. So on Saturday, you'll see it on screen right now, but I'll show you, we had a solo, no drafting, just on my own, 3.5 hours, 260 watts, I think it's 258 watts, 39.5 kilometer hour average for 3 hours, 37 minutes, which got me 143k on the board, which is really cool though. On Strava you get these leaderboard stuff, so you might be able to see yours truly actually came first in a few segments, which is really cool to see. It shows the progress we're making. There you go. But you'll see it on screen anyway, Dave will show you. But that was a brutal session, but also we're really improving, which is really cool to see this stuff. Proper character building stuff. But yeah, I hazard this next Saturday if we are doing Bots. I might get out there at 4 AM. It's that hot at the moment, so some people will go out at like 3 AM just to try and beat the head temperature in this time. That's what a lot of people do is from Dubai, they'll go to Europe for the summer to train, but I think we're just going to try and make do here. That's the plan anyway. Anyway, we're going to go over there and S&C. Right, okay team, so we've just filmed a load of content. I'm going to go off and do S&C now. Dan's got to head off, and then I've also got a third session that I've got to go on to. Then full day of work. It's 9:30 AM. Ticked off a load already, very early start. I'm going to see Dan tomorrow at the Maidan, early start as well. We'll be on track by 6 AM, and then we've got to go and see Snyman. So we'll see Dan at the end of the session. He'll probably catch me already out there because I'll be off, and then we'll catch him towards the end, have a bit of a sign off on the vlog, give you guys an update, and we'll go from there. In a bit.